I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is a...
All right, guys, welcome. This is the episode 21 of Justice Watch Live. Now, this is not going to be a live broadcast. This is a pre-recorded live, but we're going to be doing a short episode tonight. It's going to be a reaction video to a video I found online that I think is something that is absolutely shocking, but I think it really fits in to some of the themes that we're going to be covering over the next coming months, and that is police corruption. That is police officers who don't follow the rules. And we see it in the Ty Tucker case, and we're going to see it tonight. Now we're going to be reacting, and we're going to introduce you to a channel as well, because we're going to be doing a reaction video here to this video that's been posted up. So check out this channel. We're going to skip through some parts of the video. We're going to watch some parts that I think are relevant and react to it. It's pretty shocking. This incident occurred, I believe, 3 months ago in March, and it involved a federal or traffic stop that turned into basically police officers enforcing a federal warrant. And the man you're going to see in this incident was caught, or was arrested, and on him he had a large quantity of money, which he said was bill money, and this police officer decided to help himself to some of the money, and he got caught. Now, I want you to pay attention to a couple of things when we watch this video. Number one, I want you to see how when this suspect, first of all, he conducted himself very commendably. So if you're out there and you get arrested and you encounter a similar situation, how this man handled it was textbook and excellent. Don't know what the situation was that led to the federal warrant, but he seems like he's a pretty good guy, and he really handled things really well. So hats off to him, especially in a situation that would make many people become much more emotional than he was. Two, watch how the other officers attempt to try to deflect and try to get this other officer out of trouble, and eventually it becomes a situation that they have to address. Anyways, we're going to jump into the video, but first, let's pull it up here. But first, I want to introduce you to this channel. This is where I found the video. It's called Uncovered. It's only got 11 videos up, about 8,000 subscribers, but go over and check out this channel. He's got some very interesting videos. Check out the video we're going to be watching. It's the one right behind me. I'm going to jail, and check it out. We're going to pull the video up here now.
Whoa, so what was the
and let's get it.
Police officer.
Obviously, I've already checked it out. Let's pull this up. So here it is, guys. Let's get started on it, and
Officers are meant to uphold the law and protect the public, but this is what happens when officers try to abuse their power.
No, I just want to apologize to everyone. I say, man, one of these things, dude, and I'm sorry.
The man you just saw apologizing was Officer Chapman, and on March 14th, his fellow officers conducted a traffic stop on a man with an outstanding federal warrant. While patrolling, Officer Chapman decided to assist with the stop. However, he turned this routine traffic stop into what might be the last one of his career.
So very unfortunate for him. As you heard there, he comes on the scene. He wasn't even, I guess, at the scene. He didn't even initiate the initial stop. So he was more of a senior officer on the scene. And he comes on the scene here, and you're going to see interjects himself into this thing. and it ends up costing himself his career. I don't think the man will ever be a police officer again after what you see happen. But let's keep rolling.
Hey man, come step out here real quick. I'm gonna show you something.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, just come on, step back here. Go ahead and place that phone. Put your phone on the top of it.
What am I doing? I'm gonna explain everything to you. That's why I'm having you out. Okay?
You are under arrest at this time. You have a warrant out for your arrest. A warrant for what?
I'm gonna show it to you in a moment. Okay? Is this your car?
It's my girlfriend's car.
Your girlfriend's car. Can he drive it? The guy that's in the passenger seat?
Okay.
Go ahead, twist your feet up there.
What am I under arrest for?
I'm gonna show it to you. Okay? Come back here for a second. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna show you the LiDAR too, where I clocked you at 68. That's not really the biggest concern here.
After making an arrest, it's standard procedure to conduct a pat-down search for any weapons. However, after discovering a considerably large amount of cash, Officer Chapman's attention was immediately caught.
Okay.
So you see the money found, right? It's found there in his jacket. And now what you're going to also want to observe here very quickly is Officer Chapman's going to, the man's girlfriend comes up, and Officer Chapman makes the decision to keep the money with him, which he did not have to do. He could have given it over to the girlfriend because it was allegedly bill money, but this officer makes the decision to keep the money in his possession and make him take it with him, which again is the first suspicious step that we see here. So let's keep watching.
But I'm going to show you the warrant once I get you secure, okay? Is there anything you want to bring with you down there to Mecklenburg County Jail?
No, I'm saying, can I understand what am I doing to change it?
Yeah, it's a warrant. I'm going to show you the actual warrant in just a moment when I have a chance to sit you down. Is there anything on you need to know about? Okay. Do you want to bring these items with you or leave them in the car?
Yeah, you can give me. You can put them in my pocket. Can I get my? Can you get my phone?
Yes, I'll go for it. Go ahead and see.
Sam, what is my money on the CR phone, guy?
What? Oh, okay.
What is that? That's not mine. I don't see that. I've never seen that in my life. What are you doing with my property then?
So I'm going to hold the window down and tell you what you're in here for.
Just let you know the owner of the car's coming. Okay. His car's gonna have problems. We're gonna have problems.
Well, we can go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to put this in there. I just want to transfer him to the office real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if CRU is going to want to talk to him at all about anything.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good to go.
The assisting officer places all evidence, including the cash, in Officer Chapman's vehicle. He then transfers the suspect to the station. Meanwhile, Officer Chapman makes the mistake of turning off his body camera and pocketing $900, which he would soon come to regret.
So watch now. This is where everything's going to happen. I want you to watch this initial part because this is where the suspect actually catches the officer in the act of taking the money, and then it's all going to unfold from here. Again, it's unbelievable that this officer would do this, give up his whole career over $900. You know, it's like something out of The Shield. I don't know if you guys remember The Shield TV show back. It was in the early 2000s. Vic Mackey was head of a violent gang task force, and they used to steal money and do all this stuff. And it was actually based on real things that happened in the Rampart division of the LAPD. And this is stuff, again, still 2024. It's happening today. Turns off his body camera and then takes money. It's just unbelievable. Anyways, let's keep watching.
All right, I'm gonna count your money in front of you, okay?
Here's big money. We'll put this in the bag for you, okay? Yeah, here. Here you go.
I got you.
Coming right now? Yeah, she's coming right now.
You're gonna watch me, okay?
I heard the rubber band get caught. Hold up. Check it out.
One.
So I don't know if y'all heard that, but you heard the pop of the rubber band, meaning he had been, he had no reason to lift that rubber band up, but he had popped that rubber band out, and I guess if you could see, the suspect was unusually close to the car, which Chapman didn't expect. But you heard that pop, and then just watch what transpires here in the next moments, because he's actually the suspect is sees the money in the car, and these officers try to ignore that. Watch how they try to misdirect him.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to question you.
Let me count it first.
No, can you look in between his legs real quick? I think he just put some more minutes between his legs.
How much money did you have on you?
Can you?
I'm asking.
I haven't touched it. Can you just check him between his legs?
Sir, listen to me.
He's moving and everything. Look, he's moving. Sir, I'm good.
Now consider that, right? He's telling them, look in between his legs right now. This officer's moving all around, and watch what she does. There's no reason why she couldn't have stepped over to the window and looked in and saw what he was looking for, because there's no reason why that officer should have any money in between his legs. But that officer's trying to hide the money that he just took, because he snapped it out. He wasn't expecting, I don't think, the setup to be this way. Because they got the guy out of, see, this man rode in the back seat of his car to that police station. So he was not expecting that it was going to go this way at all. And, just watch how this unfolds. I mean, this officer is acting so suspicious, you can tell he gets caught. And then this woman, I mean, it's either incompetence or it's covering for your people. Just watch how this unfolds.
Sir, listen to me. Tell me how much cash you had on you. What was the amount?
I just want to see. I'm not gonna lie. Can you check? I'm not going nowhere. Can you check your fellow officer for me, please?
Yeah.
Hell no. He just touched my. I heard the rubber band pop. He told me, oh, I had to look, and he's moving. He's moving in between his legs.
Stand right here.
I'm gonna stand right here, but can y'all please check y'all fellow officer? Please. What's going on? Look, he's moving his arm right now.
How much cash did you have on you?
Can you check your? I didn't. Can you check your people's? Because he's touching. Yeah.
Tell me what's the total value?
Look at his hand. He's tucking money.
And this is the sergeant who's just come on the
Tell me
scene.
how much money you
He's
have on
tucking
you.
money. He's tucking my money. That's a problem. Can y'all check him?
Listen to me. What was your total cash?
He's telling her no. Don't check him.
Listen.
Look at him moving. He's moving. Oh my God. Y'all not gonna check him?
Listen.
Look at
Chill
him.
out.
Listen. Come on.
I've been cooperating with you guys the whole time. I'm
not gonna allow anybody to take your money.
Look at him. He's moving.
But look at me. Look at me. If someone takes your money, it will be.
Consider this, right? He's telling him to look at me. Look at me. Now, I want you to look at this guy's face right here. He is attempting right now in the car to move that money and get rid of it. So what I'm wondering is, when this guy comes over, right? Obviously, I think these officers know their guy's call. So they are giving him a chance to attempt to try to hide that money. Stick it down his pants, stick it in his shoes, stick it under his floorboard. And they're like, dude, you've got your one chance. So he's telling them, look at me. And of course, they're going to try to tell us how much money it is. And if he doesn't know, they're setting up the circumstances to try to allow this officer to get out of this. Because obviously, if this officer is comfortable enough to do this in this situation, I don't think he's the first one to do it. I think this appears to be a codified way of conduct. Now this is the sergeant who he eventually, because this gentleman, but watch how this, first of all, I want to commend the gentleman that's under arrest right here for his calmness and the professional way he himself handles it. And he really does handle it well. And I would say if anybody else found themselves in this similar situation, conduct yourself the way he has, because he really finds that nice line. I mean, he gets a little worked up, but he really holds the line, and he actually ends up being listened to, as opposed to flipping out and getting angry. Because I guarantee you, one way they would have loved to resolve this is let him, maybe get violent or do something that would have allowed them to have had to use force, to which then that money would have never been discovered. But anyways, let's get back to watching.
A big problem, all right? No one's going to take your money. I can see his hands. I can see exactly what he's doing. No one's going to take your money. She's going to count your money.
There's more money. Him touch my money. And you
there's more money in here. You're saying that there's more money in here?
But what I'm saying is,
let me ask you a question. Ask my question. Are you saying that there's more money in here?
What I'm saying is, he just touched my money and went through 3 different floor compartments, and I seen him put it in between.
All right, now I want you to remember what you just saw here, because eventually the money is going to get discovered, and I want you to look at what he just tried to do there. He literally sits up. You heard something click, and he's transferring that money. And this sergeant, he had to have seen that there was money in there, because that gentleman was seeing it between his legs, and that money just got transferred. So this guy is literally sitting here playing deflection. It's like, are you saying there's money in there? Yeah, hell yeah, he's saying there's money in there. Why hasn't this sergeant said, hey, officer, just step out of the car for a minute. Let's just have a look. And instead, they're playing this game with him. And the question is why? And you can see the look on his face. He looks suspicious as hell. He looks uncomfortable. He looks like he's being caught red-handed. Let's watch how this transpires, because it's just unbelievable.
His legs. I heard my rubber band. I've been nothing but cooperative with you guys. All I wanted you guys to do was
watch.
I'm saying, but he already moved and did a lot of different stuff.
Okay, consider it.
But y'all already let him move. Like, there's no way. Like, watch. That's crazy.
His whole demeanor.
How much cash do you have on you total, so I can count it out and we can verify the needs medicine? That's what I'm asking you.
We
Do you know what the total amount was?
Man, I honestly don't. The money was for bills. My wife gave it to me. The one that she tried to give me. I tried to give her the money. You said don't give it to her.
Okay.
Because I went to Wendy's. I got a Wendy's receipt right.
But do you know how much cash you had on you, so I can count it out, so we can verify the total? Do you know approximately how much you had on you?
If I say a number and I get it wrong because he touched the window, then it's going to be all wrong. But I just don't understand why I heard my rubber band being popped.
I just grabbed it from the seat to give to her.
That's not what you just told me either, boss.
I did. That's what I did. And I handed her the
I'm not going to lie,
envelope.
have I gave you any problems?
No, sir, you have not.
That's all I wanted to ask, sir. I just don't understand why y'all couldn't. Like, I'm not going. I sit on my face. I'm not going nowhere. I just want to.
I'm asking you what your total was, so we can count it out. You can watch me count it out.
I'm not sure. I'm distraught. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. I didn't even know I had a warrant. I'm just trying. I'm just trying to like.
So if you.
What's it called? I'm trying to like just like comply with you guys.
I got
but
you.
That just doesn't make sense to the point where like I just watched him. Me and you both watched him move his hands. I watched him tear up. I watched him look at you and tell him like look at you and tell you no, you're not about to.
I want you to listen to the calmness in his voice. This is why he's being heard. This is why he's being listened to. He's not yelling. He's not screaming. He's not threatening. He's just explaining what he saw. Now the thing is that woman officer clearly had to have been aware of what was happening. She had to have known that her compatriot there was, doing something nefarious, and she was choosing to try to deflect. The sergeant's been trying to deflect. This officer's now out of the car, and all of these police officers absolutely know this guy is going down. But again, this gentleman stays extremely calm, and he does exactly what he's supposed to do here. He explains the situation. He tells them what he saw, and he forces them to go into the car and eventually search, even though it's taking longer than it should have. Let's keep going.
I just watched him do way too much when I haven't been nothing but nice and compliant to you guys. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to go along with you guys' protocols and everything. All I've done was ask questions so I know how, like, to make sure I'm safe and my family can find me and stuff. And it's like I know.
And that's why I was asking you what your total was, so we can sit here and count it out.
But
we can verify that it's correct.
You guys see me walk over here?
I did see that, sir, but it's just none of y'all, like none of you guys' body cams is on. Like I know.
Mine is on right now.
But I know for a fact what I seen and what I heard. And then when I asked him why was he like popping the rubber band on the money, he said I was just making sure something. But there's no need to make sure. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's my property. You feel what I'm saying? And I know for a fact the money was touched. But it's a million compartments.
Yes, I did touch it when I grabbed it out of the seat.
I understand, so I don't want to argue with you, Mr. Chapman. I just know what.
No, sir.
Okay, so what I typically do is count out everybody's money in front of them so you can see that it's accurate.
The money was altered before.
So when I turn it over to property, you can verify that the total we're counting out now is the total that you're going to get back.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Are you good with me doing that right now? I want to count in front of you so
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can see how much that you have, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Feel
Comfortable. I would have
Yes,
felt.
yes, sir.
I would have felt comfortable if your cop.
All right, so I'm moving it along. They're counting the money. They do some more stuff. Again, you can go watch the entire video on the channel there. And I will put a link to the video in the description here. Check out, like I said, check out the full video in its entirety so you can appreciate it. But we're going to move on now to the big part here, because this is the most craziest part here when this officer finally gets caught. So let's continue watching.
Colleagues would have searched you at the exact time where I knew where the money was. And I seen you kept going in between your legs. And then every time everybody put all of the attention on me, you kept moving. I don't know if it's in your door. I don't know where it's at. But just like, look, I don't even care to find the money, but how you know for a fact that I'm right.
Come here.
Do you mind if I move?
Come
Yeah, you guys
come
have
here.
your
I'm not sure you
I want you to move,
come
so
here.
you know that.
Okay. Do you see anything?
No, yeah, look, no cap. I'm not even gonna touch it. It's blue hundreds right here. It's all the blue hundreds are right there behind that receipt. Thank you. All that's my money. He didn't have that.
This is your money?
Yes, I heard him crumble it up. Thank you. All
That ain't my money.
Right? That's my money. That's my money right there.
Sir, you've been watching me the whole time.
I seen you take it. I seen you crumble
Sir,
it.
that is not me.
If I'm right, it's gonna be around $1,000. If I'm right, and like I told you, I just went to Wendy's. I seen you still.
No, sir.
If you don't mind, I just want to sit down so y'all don't try to say I'm resistant.
All right, so I want you guys to remember the moment that I was that I pointed out earlier, where the officer, I guess there was a loud pop. It was like you could see as the sergeant was trying to direct him, he's telling him to look at him, and that was when the officer kind of jumps up, and you heard kind of a pop, or as if his hand came in contact with something, and he sits back down, and that's when he got out of the car. That was the moment that he transferred that money there. But hats off to this young man. I mean, he stayed calm. He goes in there. The sergeant he eventually negotiated his way to have to see inside that vehicle. Unbelievable job. And now this officer is absolutely hung up. So let's watch a little bit more of this as the officer goes in, and you can tell, I mean, to me, his behavior says it all. He's sitting there. His voice goes up. His voice elevates. You can tell this guy knows he's caught. Of course, he's trying to say, it ain't my money. Well, then who the hell's money is it? And then what do you think? Are you going to try to suggest that it just dropped out of a rubber bandit money into your door? Like who put it there, officer? I mean, it's insane. Anyways, let's keep watching.
I don't want to do nothing. All I know for a fact is I know what I know, and I've seen it. I just wanted you guys to trust me. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I was just acting a little irate, but I'm perfectly fine. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to expose you or
That is not me,
anything.
bud.
Brother, I just seen you steal my money. It was no reason for me to pop my rubber band, brother. It was no reason for me to pop my rubber band off my money.
I didn't pop your rubber band off your money.
I heard it. Me and you just spoke about it. You heard him agree to it when I first got. I said, I heard you did the rubber band. You said, oh, I had to do something.
I think he was saying something about
it's
like
okay.
he was
I know.
hand it to me.
I just witnessed here today. Mr. Chapman went in my money. He separated my money. He was trying to steal it, and I caught him. He put it in between his legs, and as his colleagues approached me, he worked it towards the door. He tried to make it seem like I was lying. I'm not going anywhere.
No,
I'm
sir.
in full custody of these officers. I'm being detained. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want any problems. I'm not armed. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just pulled over for a traffic stop. He just tried to steal some of my money.
Okay, we're hearing you, but there's no need to say all of
No,
that.
I was just looking at the camera. No, I just know how it goes. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to cause.
My camera's on.
So my question to that female officer is, why is there no need to say all of that? I mean, everything he said is the truth. And she's acting like, hey, you know, you have to show some respect to this police officer because he's a police officer. He's no better than this gentleman now. He's a criminal. And what this gentleman caught him doing was a criminal act. And that's all he's telling everybody. So what do you mean there's no need to say all that? Probably she's saying there's no need to say all that on my body cam. There's no need to put this out there and cost my colleague his job. But he absolutely had a right to say all of that and more. And like I said, hats off to this gentleman. He conducted himself exemplary in given the circumstances. He handled it professionally, and he did a heck of a job, and he got great results. So it shows you you don't have to be disrespectful. You just have to know how to talk to people, and and he got great results. He's going to get great results because you'll see what happens at the end. Let's keep watching.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
let's take it down a notch.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize. I'm
We're
so sorry.
good here.
Yes, ma'am. So what are we gonna do about this problem? Because he just tried to steal some money.
No, sir, I did
I'm not trying
not.
to put any allegations on him. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not using my words like to try to hurt anybody. I just know what I know. And then I don't even like the fact that I know you guys have like special protocol. I don't even like the fact that he just tried to steal and nobody like stood up for me. You feel what I'm saying? Like nobody was like, okay.
Nobody saw anything
But I
that you were
seen
saying,
everything.
But nobody saw anything that you said.
I appreciate it, Mr.
Okay?
Morris. You his sergeant.
Yes.
Yes, he is my sergeant.
Sir, I have 20/20 and I can read. I remember when you called him out. I could tell you everything he said to you. Perfect timing. This was perfect. Perfect that you called me out this time because you didn't know the protocol to how a federal warrant was supposed to be taken care of. Correct or incorrect?
That's correct. That's the reason why I called him out to ask.
But you just separate. So what was the purpose of you separating my money while you gave her money while you just watched her count my money out in full? Because you just wasted you wasted an evidence folder. Because now she has to rewrite a totally different number. So if I would have agreed to the number that I didn't know when she asked me, then I would have been like ridiculed or foreseen as a liar or something. That's why I didn't answer your question, man, because I said that I had just went to Wendy's. I believe that's my receipt. I only ordered a 10-piece nugget and I ordered like a fry and something to drink. So I didn't know the actual amount of the money. All I know is when my girlfriend got off work at 5 o'clock, I was supposed to give her that money for the rest of the bills and she was going to give her car back. I was in a car with this week. That's why I wasn't in my own car, man. That was my girlfriend's car. That's why when you initially pulled me over and y'all probably have my phones, you can see the call record. I called her at like 4 or something to let her know, babe, I'm being pulled over in your car. In my eyes, I thought it was going to be for the T-tag, temporary tag thing, the sticker. But like,
It was initially just for your speed, I promise you that.
no, I apologize, sir. I apologize. I'm just trying to do what I got to do. But I know for a fact what I heard. I have 20/20 vision. I'm not a criminal. I don't do things that I'm not supposed to. I heard him tampering with that rubber band.
Okay.
That rubber band was on that money because my girlfriend gave me the money this morning and told me I wasn't even supposed to be in her car. I just took it because I didn't want to be moving around all day and my girlfriend had a car and she was going to work. I was supposed to be picking her up off Central at her job, at her little, where she do cosmetics at. With that money, we supposed to go to the bank.
What's your full name?
M-O-N-C-R-E, last
Mr.
name.
Do we have all your information?
Yes, sir, but I want to know what y'all going to do about Mr. Chapman.
Okay.
He was just caught at work
Mr.
with evidence.
I'm gonna do my job, all right? So
I want it wrote down. I'm not going to lie.
He doesn't want to have to do his job.
listen, there's nothing that I could give you right now to tell you what
You can tell this, again, even the sergeant he doesn't want to have to do what he has to do. I mean, anybody else would be in handcuffs right now. But he's going to follow protocol. And I want you to watch, too. We're going to watch how they handle this officer when they get him up administratively. It's almost like they feel sorry for him. I highly doubt they feel sorry for anybody that they're investigating shoplifting or stealing or on the side of the road that they caught. They're not feeling sorry for them. It's as if they're all like, my God, man, you got caught doing what we do all the time. What a tragedy. But anyways, let's keep watching.
what I want to do. But like, what I can tell you, what I'm going to do is, if you're alleging that he did something, obviously,
did you recount the extra money?
no, like it's not 100.
Oh, it's 900.
It's
I
just,
have it right
it's
here.
it's not 100.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was
Okay.
what I just put in it.
So like if you're alleging that Officer Chapman did something wrong,
So you guys don't
listen. I'm telling you exactly what I'm going to do.
So again, and I love this guy, and they're yelling at him, but he's saying you're alleging. Listen, these officers witnessed this. The lady officer, this happened in front of her. So this isn't alleging anybody else. If someone else stole something in front of a police officer, they'd be in handcuffs. And you can already see this guy is like the sergeant. He's putting pressure on him by saying, if you're alleging, it's like, do you want to go forward with this? And of course, this guy's like, are you kidding me? You just caught him with $900 in his door, right? I told you all what I heard. We have a body camera that's going to capture it, which you guys clearly heard that at the beginning, the snapping of the rubber band. And he's like, you're saying alleging? I mean, I think we're beyond alleging, man. I think we could say this guy did this, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest he did this, and you're still asking me if I'm alleging this? I mean, I think we all should be saying we think there's probable cause to suggest that this officer stole something from this man. So it's just, to me, it's interesting to see how these officers act as they continue to try to put the pressure on him in a overt way by using language that kind of sends a message to him. It's like, are you sure you want to do this? And you can see how frustrated this guy's, but he still maintains his composure. He still maintains his composure. Let's keep watching.
Do not parse every word I'm telling you. I'm telling you exactly what I'm going to do, all right? Is that I have to get on the phone. I have to call my supervisors to run up the chain, all right? But you're still going to jail.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Okay,
I wasn't trying
but like that's why I'm asking you if you gave them all of your information on how to get in contact with you. Did you do that? Name.
Only thing they asked was my first name and last name.
Do we have address and a phone number?
What's your phone number?
You can take my girlfriend's number.
So what's your girlfriend's name?
And you can tell how BS this is, because I want you to think about this. The man's getting arrested. They have a warrant. They have his ID. And this sergeant's acting as if, don't parse my words. Did you give him all the information? Hell yes. Oh, you're going to have all that and more, because he's about to go get booked into jail, Sarge. So cut the BS, man. No one's parsing words, but you're trying to, insinuate to him, like, you sure you want to go forward with this? You're going to make this allegation, as if to say, like, he has a choice in it, like, do you really want to do this? Do you think this is going to go well for you? And this young man's like, what are y'all talking about? But that just tells you how BS this officer, how this whole thing is. And to be honest with you, if I was a police force, if I was the captain of this police station, I would want all of them to be reprimanded to a degree, or not even necessarily reprimanded, because, I mean, they do ultimately hold this officer accountable. But there needs to be some training on it. There needs to be some discussion on it to say, listen, guys, cut this BS. Because another person, in my opinion, this is pride. They're trying to provoke this guy to step out of the box, to give them an excuse to do something. I think this is how I read it: to do something to allow this officer to get off of facing charges or accountability. I mean, the money's already been found, so we're heading down that road. But they want this young man to do something that's going to give them the right to not have to hold this officer accountable. Anyways, let's continue watching.
What's your mom's name?
Okay, you'll be hear from us soon. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Do you have a piece of paper on you?
Yeah. Or
Just for like to put in my property. I would like for you to write down Sergeant Moore's name. I would like for you to write down Mr. Lack's name. I would like for you to write down your name and Mr. Chapman's name.
right,
And it's not like I just don't want to forget it.
Let me finish searching you
Yes,
because I
ma'am.
got to get you in my car.
My information is also on the citation version.
I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate you guys for like analyzing the situation because like if it wasn't said like this or seen like this or foreseen like this, nobody would have believed me. You feel what I'm saying? I just wanted you guys to believe me, and I'm sorry if I seemed irate or
There's another $1 in your pocket.
or I'm sorry if I seemed like I was doing too much. I just wanted you guys to believe me without me having to do anything like to show you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like try to grab him or try to like reach in his car and grab the money while I heard it. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it was a lot going on. Yes, ma'am.
I knew there was something.
Well, I just know like y'all be like.
Given what's on the line, officers had to interrogate the suspect to determine exactly what happened to his money.
Make a long story short, my property was took off of me
By who?
by what's his name?
Chapman.
By Mr. Chapman or whatever. My girlfriend pulled up to the scene of the crime to get the money, but he told her, which he had also told me, the money was on my possession, so it had to stay with me, which wasn't a problem. From then on forth, I remained in the back of Chapman's car, so my property was on the front seat the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So as we pulled up to the, we remained on the scene for about 20 minutes. Then we were cleared to leave the scene.
Your money, how was it packaged?
It was all forward in hundreds and fifties.
Okay.
And then,
and like, did it have anything on it?
as far as a rubber band,
Okay. Do you remember the color of the rubber band?
I think it was like a whitish gray, like not this color. The regular color of the band is like the white off whitish grayish color.
So like that tan skin tones color?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Alright, so as we pulled up to the scene, after he had already told everybody, like, his property has to stay with him, and there wasn't no problem, like, nobody was aggressive, everybody was doing their job, their protocol, you feel what I'm saying? Make a long story short, we pulled up, like, I just, like, was asking, like, each officer that I encountered, like, what was going on with me, like, what was happening, like, so I could know, like, how to better my situation as far as, like, getting out. So, long story short, when we pulled up, we were waiting for Officer Lack to get finished with his report so that they could start, like, transferring me. As everybody was waiting, I guess officers were leaving out, and they were saying that they would volunteer to transport me uptown to help you guys, to, like, help each other out. Lack started bringing out the envelope for the inventory, for my stuff, like my property. I heard a rubber band being tangled with. That's when I asked the question out loud. I said, why would you take a rubber band off the money? And I can't quite remember the answer he gave me, but he confirmed to me that he took the rubber band off the money. And, like, it's my property. I'm a man, so I'm going to watch my belongings the whole time, you feel what I'm saying? And like I had stated, when Lack pulled me over, I was eating Wendy's. And that money was bill money. Like, it's on y'all cameras that when my girlfriend pulled up, she asked me for the bill money. So he told her, like, keep the money in my possession, which was, you know what I'm saying, which was cool, which was in you guys, well, which was in his possession at this point. So as I was being transferred into the car, I heard the rubber band pop. That's when I asked the question, like, oh, like, what you doing? Like, what were you doing with the money? He confirmed that he was doing something, but he just didn't say what, or I don't know if I missed it, but I know we was, like, it was five of us right there.
You don't recall what he said?
I don't recall, but like I'm saying, it was five of us right there. So I know one of the cameras probably picked up on it, or his should have.
Okay.
Which I know his probably was off because he was stealing my money. But he kept, like, trying to make it seem as if my eyes were playing tricks on me. And I heard the rubber band pop. I kept seeing him move his legs.
And that's why people, anybody that questions whether or not police officers need body cams, this is a prime example of why they do. I mean, there was a time when no officers had them. Imagine how much this went on. And I know personally from my dad being a defense attorney and having dealt with similar situations as these before body cameras existed, where clients of his made accusations similar to this, and it was very difficult to prove. And a lot of times what would have happened in this instance is they would have created the situation by saying that this gentleman became aggressive, and they would have created a physical situation, and they would have made it sound as if this guy came after the officers, and it would have discredited everything. Certainly, there would have been nothing. This young man would have never had a chance to get his money back. This officer would have never been caught. And, that's why it's very important, very, very important that body cameras exist. And anybody that thinks differently, look at this here. And look at how those officers acted, even knowing they had body camera, even knowing that woman had her body camera on, and that sergeant had a body camera on. And even with knowing they were running, when you look at how they attempted to deflect, they attempted to get this officer out of trouble. The sergeant tried to get him, look at me, look at me, look at me. And at that moment, that's when the officer's trying to hide the money. I mean, these guys knew what was going on, because I'm quite certain all of them have done something like this at one point in their career, because it seems like this must have been somewhat of a common way of doing business when they had a suspect with a large amount of money. And you could see, to me, that money should have been counted at the scene before it went in the officer's car, and it should have been inventoried there. And most of the time, what I've seen and watched body camera footage and watched traffic stops and seen, most of the time there's two officers at the scene. They would have put him in the car, and in his presence at that scene, they would have taken the money in his presence and stuck it in an envelope and sealed it, which is what should have happened if they didn't feel it was a secure area to count it, or they should have counted it right in front of him and counted it down and said, okay, this is going in an envelope and we're sealing it. It goes on my seat. The fact that that didn't happen at the scene, I think this young man was really good to be on alert, because that procedurally shouldn't have been done that way. And this police department, if they watch this back, that needs to be, absolutely should be, protocol going forward to make sure that they know that when there's any money, any amount of money should be secured, and never be carried the way it was. I mean, it was allowed to be out of that envelope on his seat, which is why this was allowed to even happen or occur. And there was no ability to know how much money was actually there until this lady's going to have him count it, and they're going to say how much was in there, and then it's going to be different. And then, again, if this young man hadn't spotted that money underneath this guy's legs, where would we be at? So, unbelievable stuff. But there's a little bit more left, as you can see, and we're going to watch and I want you to watch, the final thing is I want you to watch how, when they flip to this officer, how this officer is treated by his fellow officers, who now know that this guy is a criminal, and watch how they treat him, which I think gives me intel into, again, just how this is being received. Anyways, let's continue watching.
And as soon as I said it and put it out there, he tried to put the money in between his legs and hand her over the stack. When I seen the size of the stack, and Officer Casperon asked me how much money was it, I didn't want to tell you guys the exact number because I wasn't sure what he had took from the stack. All I was sure of was that the way that I placed the rubber band on the money wasn't the same.
After listening to the suspect's side of the story, it becomes clear that he isn't lying, and in a final attempt to clear his name, the sergeant decides to speak with Officer Chapman to hear his side of things.
All right. Okay. So, this is what's going to happen, all right? We have people coming in. Obviously, they have to talk to you, all right? So, I'm going to hold on to your weapon right quick, okay?
Yep. Well, just take the whole holster off. It's one of them.
QLS.
I got it.
Sergeant Burke and the one of the detectives won't come and speak. Okay. So you all right? So, just chill out, relax. Do you need anything?
No, I just want to apologize to everyone. I say, man, one of these things, dude, and I'm sorry.
Right here, brother. Anything to drink or anything now?
No.
Look at how these officers are treating him. He's just confessed. He's just apologized. He's just confessed that he did this. And this officer over here, this one right here, he looks like he is just devastated. And again, it's like the way I interpret this, and you see him, he looks just totally, obviously upset. And this officer over here just looks like, oh my God, I can't believe this. But it's not like, dude, what should be going on is like, how dare you do this? What they look like is just like, man, this is so unfortunate that you got caught doing this, that you're going to go down for something stupid like this. Like, man, you got caught, brother. I can't believe it. And there's no way you're caught in such a way, there's no way we can cover it up. We've done all we can to try to cover this thing up. And my God, a good officer's going down.
I just want to say I'm sorry.
And then, of course, they're offering him a drink.
Well, we're going to walk out of here and close the door, okay, until they get here, okay, buddy? All right. Let me know if you need anything, all right?
I'm good, Sarge. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm good, Sarge.
Ultimately,
I appreciate
this
it.
corrupt cop decided to throw away his entire
Unbelievable.
career for a bit of extra cash, and in result, Officer Chapman was charged with 1 count of embezzlement.
So he was charged, guys. He was charged with a crime. He wasn't just fired. And I assume he'll probably plead guilty and he'll probably get probation or something like that. I doubt he'll go to jail because it's a first offense. But he really should go to jail because it's an offense done as a police officer, as somebody in a position of trust, as a public official who's meant to hold the trust of the public. And when you do that, even though it's the first time he's ever been caught, we shouldn't assume it's the first time he's ever done this. It's just the first time he got caught doing it. And while he looks dejected and while he looks upset and while he looks devastated, he's only devastated because he got caught. He's not, and that's really what I hear him. He's saying, I'm sorry, Sarge, for being so flagrant with this. I'm sorry for getting caught. We all do it. And every one of them officers, because they know the body camera's on, they know they're conducting investigations, they're thinking to themselves, dude, we've done that. We've been there, right? It's such a shame that this young man had to be so observant. They're probably pissed off at the fact that that lady conducted and did what she did when she chose to do what she was doing, and didn't get, like, what they should have done was gotten that young man farther away or out of position so he couldn't necessarily see what was happening. And then, of course, he's probably kicking himself for having snapped that rubber band and not figured out a way to do this in a way that would have been less made them less aware of what he was doing. So what a horrible situation. But I thought this was relevant because in the Ty Tucker case, which we're going to be covering, and we're going to be because he's about to go on trial, and we're going to be, I just about have it ready, where we're going to be viewing the Matthew Pitcher deposition, which is absolutely a bombshell, and I have it so that we're going to be able to listen to it as if we were in court. It's not going to be human voice, but it'll be an AI voice that's going to talk to us. It's going to help us digest it. But the information that you're going to hear in that is 4 hours long. It's going to be one heck of an event. But it's the most bombshell piece of testimony that exists in the case, because what's discussed in that deposition, you're going to understand everything Ty Tucker's been trying to tell you. Some of you have read it, but it's going to be a bombshell. So that's coming, and we're going to be doing it. I'm going to announce it. It's not going to be one I'm just going to drop. I'm going to give us like a day or two. I may even have a guest or two come on with me while we're watching it. I'm going to try to put it together. But it's going to be done this week. I'm working on the final stages of getting the file together so that we can have it. And it's going to be probably a 6-hour broadcast because we're going to be reacting to it, discussing about it, and really breaking it down. So it's going to be a long one, but it's going to be a good one. So stay tuned for that. But I thought this is a great precursor because it shows you that these officers witnessed a fellow officer break the law, and it was done right in front of them. And you saw how hard it was for them to accept it. You saw what the reaction was after it became confirmed, after he's apologizing. You saw that they just didn't want to admit it. So think about it in the Tucker case, where you have a police captain who's mishandling evidence, who's destroying evidence, who doesn't want to admit she's wrong, who goes forward with a theory of a case that ends up being incorrect, and she doesn't want to admit it. She doesn't want to say, I got it wrong. So, and you ask yourself, well, how could something like this happen? How could Ty Tucker be innocent and still be dealing with this? And it's stuff like this. These police officers would rather protect themselves than do the right thing because they really have an us versus them mentality. And you saw that in this instance. Even when it was very clear that this officer had broke the law, it was still, all the way to the very last moment, they were trying to figure out a way to get this police officer out of this situation. Is that how they would have treated everybody else? Absolutely not. So I leave you with that. So I appreciate you guys watching this with me tonight, guys, or today. I guess I filmed it at night, but it'll be airing in the morning. So hit that like button on the video, guys. Share this video. Get this around. If you're not subscribed to the channel, this is what we do here. We watch trials. I'll cover a featured daily case. And then the cornerstone of this entire channel is our Justice Watch Live podcast episodes, where they will either be a pre-recorded live or it will be a live broadcast. The Matt Pitcher testimony will be a live broadcast. You're going to broadcast it as if it's the deposition, that is happening now. We'll be talking about it, reacting to it, and it's not going to be something you're going to want to miss because this is going to be a pinnacle moment in my coverage of the Ty Tucker case, and it's going to lay to bear so many things that you have heard about, you've heard discussed, and it's going to be very important. Anyways, guys, until we talk again, let justice prevail, and I'll talk to you soon.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah, there's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid.